I have to ask you, what are some of the hacks for you to make great posts on social media, like the one you just said about immigration? What do you read? Like, especially your AI research, it's like top notch. I follow it and I learn from it. It's extremely enlightening. What do you think the youngsters should read to keep up with AI these days? Doesn't have to be a textbook, but where do they get the knowledge from?
Right. If I had to talk about how I post and write online, I would divide it into broadly 3 or 2 categories. The first one is the source of information. The second one is what I think is worth writing about, and the third one is the tactical. How do I manage to do the consistency? I would say on sourcing, it's not that crazy. I have 5 or 6 different things that I definitely follow that are themselves usually aggregators, but it's not typically news websites. It's things like Tech Meme, Hacker News, some specific Twitter stuff, filters and searches I have set up, research, and I've written a bunch of software on top of that to sort of aggregate that, deduplicate stuff.
You wrote your own software to aggregate it?
Yeah.
Come to think of it, you built your own agent.
Yeah.
Manus, right?
Something like that.
Using Manus, yeah.
I'm not using Manus, but I built something like that on my own. That's how I get my actual news. So I don't actually spend that much time on Twitter or LinkedIn. I don't barely open the apps. I get my news from there, and then I use scheduling systems to schedule out stuff that I write.
Okay.
So those are 2 pieces. That's the tactical piece and a little bit of sourcing. I think the other piece that I think fewer people talk about is when people write online, I generally think they write for the wrong reasons. And what I mean by that is people often write in a very self-serving fashion. They write because they want people to follow them, they want people to recognize them, they want to be known, or they want to sell something. These are kind of the reasons why people like to write online. It's not that surprising to me that they fail at doing good quality content because they are so self-absorbed in how they write. If you only want to write about the things that you care about, why should anyone else read it? This was a conversation I would have with Glean's marketing team the entire time as well, which is, how can you expect someone to care about you if you're not giving them any value? So when I think about writing, the question I ask with every single post I make is this interesting to other people? And I get asked from various different channels of, hey, can you promote my thing? Hey, can you promote this thing we invested in? Hey, can you promote that? Can you promote this? And I'm like, look, if it doesn't add value to other people, I'm not going to write about it. That's the rule number 1. Somebody in my head has to read this and go that's interesting. And if it's not interesting, then I'm not going to write about it. So that's rule number 1. And then there's some other basic stuff. No politics. I stay away from topics I'm not an expert or somewhat knowledgeable about. I don't get into Twitter feuds. I don't do non-evergreen topics. So if it's a hot moment of the day, some viral thing happening, I couldn't care less. That's not an evergreen topic. And
that's cool.
So things like that have sort of driven how I think about things. And over the course of time, hopefully, the people who do read stuff I write have noticed that and are like, look, at least I can trust you for giving a relatively unbiased take on certain things that are interesting without having opinion piece, commentary piece, extremely undata-backed hot take, random joke, crazy rage bait. I don't like doing any of that stuff. I know it works. It will get me followers. It'll be very funny. Very occasionally, I have made exceptions for all of the above, but 90% of my stuff is going to be, be core on these principles.